Akin had gained power, but with that power came no peace. In Oyas' realm, the storms grew louder, mirroring the tempest of anger brewing inside him. Every time he swung his blade, it was a sharp reminder of fire, of screams, of a world lost. The wind, his new ally, obeyed him, but it raged with a wild and tame fury, an extension of his own pain. Oya, the goddess of storms, watched him with knowing eyes. One who cannot rule his own storm, she warned, her voice like the calm before a hurricane, will ultimately be destroyed by it. To teach him this crucial lesson, she sent Akin into the Valley of Echoes. This wasn't a place of quiet reflection, it was a haunting landscape where the spirits of the fallen wandered, lost souls, their anger and fear echoing through the canyons. Here, in this spectral valley, Akin was forced to confront his past in its rawest form. He saw visions of his parents, their faces etched with sorrow. He saw his friends, their laughter silenced forever. And most painfully, he saw his younger self, a small boy crying in the dust, alone and helpless. The ghosts of his trauma swirled around him, and the wind, his own power, turned against him. It whipped and tore at him, no longer an ally but an accuser, forcing him to feel the full weight of his grief. For the first time since the war began, for the first time since he'd been granted this immense power, Akin's strength failed him. His knees buckled, and he fell to the ground, overwhelmed. It was in that moment of utter surrender that a profound realization struck him. The fire of vengeance that had driven him for so long finally flickered and died. He didn't want revenge anymore. What he truly wanted, with every fiber of his being, was for no one else to ever suffer the way he had. As this clarity washed over him, Akin slowly rose to his feet. Something had shifted, not just within him, but in the world around him. The storm changed. The wind, once a furious gale, now bent to his will not with rage, but with a quiet, focused control. The lost spirits in the valley, sensing this change, stopped their tormented wandering. They gathered around him, their fear replaced by a glimmer of hope. Akin, now a beacon in their darkness, guided them forward, leading them through the echoes of their pain. As they moved, the valley grew silent, peaceful for the first time in ages. Watching from her realm, Oyas smiled. Her test had been successful. "You are no longer fighting for the past," she said, her voice carrying on the wind. "You are fighting for the lost." As if in response, a crash of thunder boomed in the heavens, not as a threat, but as a coronation. The wind answered his call, a loyal and steady companion. Akin had finally taken his first real step. He was no longer just a warrior fueled by grief. He was on the path to becoming something more, something greater. He was on the path to becoming an Orisha. Thanks for watching this chapter of Akin's journey. If you're as excited as we are to see what happens next, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode. We'll see you then.